guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to properly diagnose your EGR valve in case you have any code, and also I'm going to show you how to clean it. But first, let's go into the description or explanation on how the EGR system works. Okay, let's start with EGR. EGR stands for exhaust gas recirculation. The EGR works by recirculating a portion of an engine's exhaust gas back to the engine cylinders. The exhaust gas displaces atmospheric air and reduces O2 in the combustion chamber. Reducing the amount of oxygen reduces the amount of fuel that can burn in the cylinder, thereby reducing peak in cylinder temperatures. The actual amount of recirculated exhaust gas varies with the engine operating parameters. Okay, the tools that we're going to need is a 10mm socket, 13mm socket, and 8mm socket. Here I have my gasket for my EGR. I'm gonna leave a link in the description of this video so you guys can get it. It's about $10. Also, keep in mind, I'm not gonna replace my EGR. All I'm going to do is clean the EGR, but this video is going to show you how to do either if you're replacing the EGR or if you do some maintenance to your EGR. That's what I'm going to do in this video. But before, I'm going to go over some tasks where you can, learn how to properly diagnose the EGR in case you have issues with it. The first thing you want to do, you want to remove the three Phillips screws that are holding your air filter cover. Just keep in mind the last screw is located around this corner. Now what you want to do is get loose this 8 millimeters bolt that is holding um, the clamp, and of course you want to remove the jack sensor. For this procedure I'm going to show you. I'm going to use a flat screwdriver, pull up the locking mechanism, remove it, and then what you want to do is press the tab down and then pull out. That's all you have to do. So now in order to remove your hose completely, all you need to do is remove this hose that is coming from the secondary air injection system. All you have to do is you need to make pressure evenly with both fingers, just like that, and then just pull down. Of course, two hands work better than one. Now is a good time to check the condition of your air filter. Okay, now I'm going to show you, I'm going to use a multimeter um, to test my EGR, but also in order to perform this testing, I need to activate the air pump secondary injection system. For that, I'm going to use my scanner. If you don't have access to a scanner, what you can do is probably provide the 12 volts directly to the air pump, but that's just gonna make your job a little bit harder. So all you want to do is usually on GM engines, the secondary air injection system activates during the first starter, for about 20 to 10 seconds, something like that, and then shut off. So if everything is working properly, you should see the voltage on your digital multimeter or your multimeter when the air pump turns on. Here I'm gonna leave for you the diagram of the connector. So our wires, the pink and black is the voltage supply or control circuit, and black is our ground circuit. Here I am already connected to the circuits, and by probing my sensor, I'm already connected to the ground side and to the voltage or control side. Okay, now I'm gonna turn on the air pump. We want to see voltage, just like this. This is battery voltage. It's letting us know everything is working properly. But also, I want to cover this hose, and voltage should increase, just like that. That's letting us know once again that the computer is controlling everything properly according to the different conditions, and so we can rest assured that we have no issues with the computer or with the air pump itself. Now what you want to do is you want to check your EGR and make sure the mechanism is working properly. So for this, you wanna keep your leads just like that, leave them like that. I'm gonna use the voltage circuit. I'm gonna provide 12 volts to that circuit, which is my black and white wire, and then I'm gonna use the black wire, and I'm going to um, provide a solid ground into that circuit. In my case, I'm gonna use my power probe to provide the 12 volts and ground. Okay guys, as you can see, our EGR is doing what it's supposed to. Mechanism seems to be working properly. So at this point, if everything checks fine, you wanna go ahead and replace your EGR. In my case, since I don't have any issues with it, all I'm going to do is I'm gonna remove the EGR. I'm gonna clean it inside, and of course I'm going to show you the process, just in case you want to do the same thing. So now I'm gonna plug the sensor. I'm just gonna uh, press down the tab and then pull out. I previously removed the locking mechanism. This is very common on General Motors. Now, as we can see, we have our hose that is coming from the air pump. So we're gonna disconnect it using the same method that I showed you previously. Just make pressure evenly on both sides of the hose, and then gently pull out. Now let's move out of our way the hose so we can have full access on this hose as well. And now we have full access to remove our two screws that are holding 13 millimeters, actually bolts that are holding our EGR. But first, you need to remove the transmission dipstick that is holding for the 10 millimeters bolt. So, and then once you remove the dipstick, automatic transmission dipstick, you will have access to the 13 millimeters bolt that is the one that is actually holding up the EGR. Now we're going to remove the other 13 millimeters bolt. Now you can pull out the dipstick, automatic transmission dipstick to the side. Then I can have full access to the 13 millimeters EGR bolt. Now gently you want to remove the gasket, EGR gasket, just like that. Now I'm going to remove the three Torx screws that are holding up together the EGR. Then I'm gonna remove all these uh, black deposits from the exhaust and try to, to clean it the best I can. Now, if you have a grinder, that's gonna help you a lot. Or you can use just a wire brush with some brake cleaner, just like this. I'm using a old toothbrush to make the process a little bit better. It's gonna help me to get the results I want. Yeah, you can see this this part it fell off by itself when I was cleaning it. So you can use some brake cleaner around that area and try to clean as much as you can. This is actually our valve mechanism. So before putting everything back together, I want to show you uh, uh, if the valve is working properly, is opening properly. We know it's making a noise. It's making a noise, but we want to double check, make sure it's for sure opening properly. So we can see our mechanism is opening enough and everything looks just fine. So now I'm gonna proceed. I'm gonna start to putting everything back together.
So, for those who might be wondering, the size of this torch is a T25.
So finally, all you want to do is to clean around this area where the gasket is going to sit to make sure it's as flat as possible. So for that, I'm going to use my grinder and I'm gonna use this piece of paper to prevent contamination going into the mechanism, internal mechanism, because remember that's going into the cylinders. Want to do the same thing for this area. Try to clean the best that you can so our gasket is going to seal properly. So before installing your new gasket, you want to make sure take the old one and compare with the new one. Make sure everything aligns. I'm gonna proceed and install my second bolt. Before tightening down your bolts, just make sure everything is aligned properly. You don't want to damage your gasket by accident. So the EGR bolts require about 18 foot-pounds of torque. Alright guys, here you have it. Now it's just about putting everything back together, and that will be all. If you're not a subscriber yet, please consider subscribing because I'm gonna keep uploading very interesting videos for you. Have a wonderful day and see you in the next one.